I was so panicked. I was like, okay, so it has to come down. Whatever it goes up has to come down. It kept going up and up and up. I did not cut my losses quick. Emotionally, I was so panicked. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't make any decision. Any minute, it's going to come down because of the chart history. It has to come down. It did not. It went up all the way to almost $23, and that was too late. I lost 22K basically, and I went out of the house, went out of my office, and just kept walking and walking and walking. And it was just emotionally, I was so depressed.
Hey, what's up, YouTube traders? This is William from Bearable Traders, and you can see over on my left or right, however this is working, this is Alex. I got to meet Alex at our San Francisco Bay Area, really in Oakland, our meetup, and he's not a Bearable Trader member, but he follows us on YouTube, and he comments, and we've kind of just talked back and forth a little bit, and he came to our meetup, and, you know, we drank together, we had some fun talking together, and he told me a crazy, crazy story that I thought I just have to share with everyone. And we're going to get into the details of this. So first, Alex, kind of introduce yourself, introduce where you're at in your trading, and then we'll get into what you want to share and what we can learn from your experience.
Okay. Hey, William. This is Alex. I have been doing stock market for almost a year. I was studying for like 8 months, 7 to 8 months, doing simulation. And until about 4 or 5 months ago, I went live and started trading with real money. The first month, it was great, and it was my goal was basically $500 a day, and I was basically hitting my goal. And I had a small losses, and I started with the penny stocks, and it was working great. And my strategy was mostly shorting the stocks, not going long. I had no strategy for going long. And I was mostly shorting the stocks, and it was working for me. The market was great, and until basically it was like the second month that one of the penny stocks actually killed me.
And talk a little bit about the room you were in. Don't mention the name because we never want to bash anyone or badmouth anyone. There's a lot of great rooms out there, but just kind of explain the room dynamic and what you learned and what you didn't learn so people can understand when we get into your story.
Yeah, so I started watching different traders, and I learned a little bit of trading. Like I used to get like basically the parts that was working into my style from every traders, and then I joined a chat room. The chat room, they were mostly, their strategy was shorting their stocks, and the mentor, he's super young guy. He's very successful. He makes crazy money. And he's a smart guy, and he has so many videos about shorting the stocks. That's his strategy, and so I started basically learning how to short the stocks and his strategy, and it was working. It was working until that day that a stock happened.
And as you told me, you only would short, right? You told me you don't even know how to go long at that moment from your teachings, correct?
Yes.
All right, so share your screen, man, and we'll get into exactly what happened.
Okay.
So I'll kind of just preface this. Alex told me this story, and he is no longer trading live right now. He's back in sim, and it's because of what happened. And so, Alex, take it away. Kind of walk us through first tell everyone the gist of it, the overview about how much you lost and what happened, and then we'll get into the detail. And then I'm going to ask you specific questions so people can learn what exactly happened, the mechanics of what happened, and maybe then what we can do to avoid it in the future and what your plan is moving forward. But we'll start from the beginning.
Sure, definitely. So basically, I would go through the stocks that they had the catalyst and the news on that day, and I would go through the chart history, and look all the way back to like 5 to 10 years and see what are the resistance and the support levels. And until this stock PRVB hit my scanner. And so I was looking at the chart, and the chart was looking great. And I was looking at the resistance around like $9. And so my plan was to short this stock as soon as the volume starts dropping.
And can you kind of zoom in? Can you go to a smaller time frame maybe and zoom in and show people can kind of see what we're looking at?
So this is that day, and
Perfect.
That's June 10th. And if you look at the pre-market, the stock was the previous price, the close price was $4.26. And then they have the news, and the Goldman Sachs was predicting that the stock gonna actually hit the $10. And so that what I was thinking. I was like, okay, so it's around, the pre-market was around $13. And so I was hoping to see, as soon as the stock cannot pass that resistance in the pre-market, I'm gonna go short, and it's gonna go back down to around like $4 to $5. And
And this was a good setup, right? This is the setup you learned from the chat room that you're happy with, correct?
yes, but basically, this stock didn't have that much chart history. And so that was my fault. I should have actually not traded this stock, but it was a great setup, and the stock was had a great news. And then what happened? The stock started going up. So in the pre-market, I didn't do anything. I was watching it until, and I was hoping that, okay, not hoping. It's not the good word to use. So I was looking to see if it's passing the $13. And if I see the volume dropping, and if I see, and I was looking at the tape, and the news came out literally like 2 or 3 minutes after that, there was a news came out that they're still going to hit the $21. And I didn't trust the news, and I was stubborn, and I hold on to my shares, and suddenly the stock started going up and up. And the first move was around like $4 to $5, and I was down 5K. And I was so panicked. I was like, okay, so it has to come down. Whatever goes up has to come down. And I was not wise enough to cut my losses quick, and I was just waiting to see if this stock gonna hit the max and it's gonna come down. And no, it kept going up and up and up to $22. And then I got the call from the company, from my platform. They didn't call me. They just exited me around like $22. And that I lost 22K basically. As you can see from the chart, it dropped all the way to $10, but it was too late. I had lost 22K, and that was totally my fault. I got punished by the market because I was too confident, and I did not cut my losses quick, and I let it run. And that was the lesson that I learned. So cut your losses quick, and don't be too confident. Market is always right.
Okay, so, oh man, I'm so sorry about that. 22,000 in a single trade, correct?
Yes.
To give perspective to people, what was your biggest winning trade ever at that point?
At that point, I had a 2K, I had 1K. My biggest was like 2,500. I've had that, but that was my biggest loss.
Yeah, I know that was your biggest loss. But see, 2,500, that's a really good winner. And so put your cursor over where you got in exactly.
So I got in around, like, it was like right here. So that was the pre-market. That was the high of the pre-market. And I got in basically around this area, basically. My strategy to go all in. And I entered like 1,000 shares. And it just shot up.
Now, where is your original stop? Let's see, if you're doing this and you're trading this how you want to, and if you're wrong, highlight where your stop is.
So if it was like $13, which is like $12.85, so I was around literally like $13. That was my stop loss.
Okay, so you got in around 2,000 shares somewhere, and your stop is, you said, 30 cents away, right?
It was 20 to 30 cents, yes.
And then can you highlight that? Just so it's right above your entry. What were you thinking, man, when it kind of blew past your stop 20, 30 cents, then 50 cents, then $1, then $1.50? What's going through your mind as these candles are just going up against you?
So the problem is that I do not put my stop losses. So it's just something visual. And that was my biggest problem. Because when I started learning trading with my mentor, so he wouldn't actually put the stop losses, and it was something visual for him, and he didn't believe in the hotkeys, and I never had the hotkeys. So it was something visual. So basically, what I did, that was gambling. So I totally know that.
So what you mean by you're not putting the stop loss is meaning you don't send a hard stop to the market, right? You kind of just get out if you feel like that visual line has been broken, you'll get out at that moment.
Correct.
All
And
right.
which is not wise to do that.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people that teach that, and I know a lot of people that do manual stops like that. As long as you respect them, it's okay, but it's harder to respect sometimes. So it's going up. It's going up a dollar, a dollar. It's already now hitting 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. It's already way past your stop loss and your loss for the day. So what are you thinking? Like, what's going on in your head? Why aren't you getting out? What is happening?
So the first move, it was super quick and it squeezed too fast. So I couldn't. Basically, I wanted to cut my losses, but the first move, I was down like five, something like that, 4 to 5K, maybe more than that. And then because I lost too much, I was thinking that okay, so it's gonna come down. And because of thinking like that, I let it run, and it was going up and up. And then I got to the point that I couldn't do anything, and I was just hoping that it's gonna come down, and it was totally wrong, and that was my fault. I should have cut my losses around 5 to 6K and don't let it run. So, but that was gambling. I say that.
Yeah, I know. And I want to get into psychology because I've been caught in squeezes also. What do you do at that moment? Are you fixated on the price action? Are you staring? Are you pacing around your room? Are you walking away? Like, what are you doing as this is happening? Because this is a gigantic move that's going against you.
It is. I was looking at the tape, and I was looking at the tape to see if I see any big numbers, any big orders. So it's a sign of that, okay, the stock actually going to go down. But I was so panicked. Emotionally, I was so panicked. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't make any decision. And I was thinking that it's going to come down. It's going to come down because the loss was already getting so big. And I was like, any minute it's going to come down because of the chart history. It has to come down. But it did not. It went up all the way to 20, almost $23, and that was too late.
So at what moment did you decide, like, F it, I'm not going to get out no matter what? Because clearly you made that decision some point. Where was that moment? And then tell me what exactly happened when you got closed out from your broker. Because a lot of people don't know the broker will do that. A broker will close out your position, especially on a short, if it's getting close to your equity in your account, or if they think they're taking on risk where they're going to lose money, they will just auto liquidate you. They could give you a margin call, or they could auto liquidate. And in this case, you got auto liquidated. But yeah, tell us exactly what happened there.
So it was, I think, the first or the second candlestick that it moved almost like $4, $3 to $4, something like that. And then because the loss was too big, it was around like 6, 7K. I was like, F it, I'm not gonna get out. I'm just gonna wait till it comes down. But it kept going up, and then it got to like 14K loss. And then at that time, I gave up. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do anything. So I just kept staring at the monitor to see if it's gonna come down, but it kept going up and up. And I saw the sign of the weakness, and it was so close. The stock that the stock is still. I mean, do the reversal and go down. Then my platform basically liquidated my account, and I think it was around like 22K, 22,500, something like that. But I didn't receive any call from a company, from my platform. They just exited everything, and I was too late. And as soon as that happened, I just closed the whole thing, and I went out of the house, went out of my office, and just kept walking and walking and walking. And it was just emotionally, I was so depressed.
I know, man. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I know that feeling well too familiar for me. So, but I've never been closed out at a position. So, at that moment when you're staring at it, are you confused? Like, do you get a note in the platform from your broker, or do the shares just vanish in front of your eyes and you have kind of no idea what's going on? How does that happen?
I did not know that the closing out is around like 22 or 23K. because I had 25K and I had 4x margin.
Hmm.
So I was trading with $100,000, and I honestly I didn't know that they're gonna liquidate it at 23K, and I didn't receive any email, any message, any phone call, and suddenly like it was around like $22 or something that all my shares vanished from my portfolio, and I was like, what happened? And then when I saw that it was too late, it was too late. I called them and they said that yes, they would liquidate everything and close out everything around 22 or $23,000. And yeah, that was it. Literally happened in like maybe like 5 minutes,
I mean,
maybe more than that.
yeah, and I get it. It makes sense why they do it, right? It does make sense, but were you pissed, like, out of your mind, or what? Like, what was your feeling and psychology at that moment?
Uh, at that moment, I was super mad, but I was thinking that I was doing so great and I was doing so good, and because I did not obey my discipline and my rules, I got punished by the market
Hmm.
because I have a small stickers on my monitor that it says cut your losses quick, don't get greedy, there is another day.
Hmm.
But that's the biggest thing for me. But I did not obey my rules and I got punished. But at that time, I was super mad and depressed. But after a couple of days, that I emotionally got better. So I learned my lesson. But it was too late.
It's an expensive lesson, man, but it's great that you're seeing this as a lesson learned. You know what happened. You're not oblivious. You're not ignorant to like how did this happen. You know it 100%. So now moving forward, you haven't traded live yet. I know you're still building that back up, but what's your game plan going forward? How are you going to overcome this?
So my plan is not to do any more penny stocks.
Yeah,
Any
that's
more
that's
penny
what happens
stocks.
to a lot of people, man. We get sucked into the sexiness of the stock market from the penny stock. We lose so much money, then we're like, never again.
Yeah, so no more penny stock for me. And for shorting, I don't think I'm gonna do shorting anymore, or maybe I would if it actually made the setup. And but from now on, I'm more focusing on the stronger stocks and the bigger caps.
Mm-hmm.
And but for the last month, I've been doing the demo and with the bigger caps, and I've done great basically, and I'm confident that I can do better with the bigger caps. And I'm trying to find my style, and the style that I've been working on so far, it's been working for the bigger caps, and it's kind of closer to the ABCD pattern that Andrew and you guys use.
Hmm.
And it's been working, but I have to put more money in my account. I lost all those money, so I have to put more. And but my plan is to start with 100 to 200, max 500 shares.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna trade with more than 500, and cut my losses quick and
Mm-hmm.
don't get greedy. Those are my plan.
Yeah, man, that's great. And I know, are you going to be staying in the community that you were with, even just because I know you respect that person and you like them, or do you have to get out because it's a completely different style now?
In that chat room, I'm still in the chat room,
Mm.
but I'm not active. I don't read, I don't do anything in the chat rooms, and our chat room is not that active,
Mm.
like your chat room, like a BBT chat room.
Mm.
And yes, I would love to be part of a chat room that they're active and it's more educational, and I would definitely love to, but I don't know. I may join BBT soon.
I would recommend you actually trying BBT, and I don't really sell BBT, and I've talked with you a little bit about it, but we have so many resources on how to avoid what you just described. Right? There's mechanical ways to do it, there's support, there's ways through the platform, there's risk controls that maybe you're aware of and not aware of, there's risk management rules that we try to follow, and there's so many psychological things we talk about on a day in, day out basis. And I know you might not try BBT and you don't have to, but here's what I want to tell you, man. To think that you made one bad trade, one horrible trade, does not disprove that you're not a good trader. You can be a fantastic trader, but when we do what you did, we lose confidence in ourselves, and we have to start so slow and such from scratch. And then we think it's just us in a nutshell, us in a vacuum, and no one else has experienced this or done these things, but we all have. Your scale is on a slightly higher level for your account size, But whether it's through Bearable Traders or some other chat room, you need to find support so that when you go through this, you have people that can support you, talk to you about it, let you know that you're not in this alone, man. It happens. What you did is not the way to lose in the stock market. You need to lose the correct way if it's not for you, because it sounds like you're a really, really great trader that needs to give yourself another chance. And just you need to get your confidence back slowly. And it sounds like you're on the path to doing that, and I really encourage you to think that through and believe in yourself again, and don't let that one loss eat away at your confidence in psychology, man.
Definitely, I agree with that. I do need a community. I do need to be surrounded with the people to support each other.
Yeah, man. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. And why we wanted to share this, so people can see this and maybe avoid doing the same thing. Also, so Alex can get it off his chest. Now it's in the trading atmosphere, and hopefully that'll help him realize, okay, I did this. Yeah. Everyone knows I did this. I'm never, ever, ever doing this again. I'm going to win or lose the smart way, not this way, not the gambling way. So anything you would like to finish up with, Alex? The floor is yours.
Thank you for actually doing the interview. So I hope that this interview would help the traders. I know what I did. It was more of gambling, not trading, and also I would love to be part of a community, and I'm sure that the BPT would be a great fit for me because the style that you guys have totally perfect my personality, and I hope to be part of the team very soon. So emotionally, I'm working on myself and try to do a little bit more demo and get my confidence back and get a solid style and get back on trading.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much here. I really appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Sure, definitely. Thank you very much.